I have what's called oral allergy syndrome, and through that I am allergic to most raw fruits and vegetables. I can have them if they're fully cooked, usually. Through that I'm also allergic to all nuts that aren't peanuts. I'm also, not through that, but also I'm gluten intolerant, so I cannot have any gluten.
Well, food allergy wise, I am allergic to gluten, which is in wheat, rye, and barley, and some oats.
So with the fruits and vegetables, if I eat those, my mouth, and the nuts, my mouth will break out in hives. And if I have gluten, I get really sick to my stomach.
So when I eat gluten, I get a really bad stomach ache, and then the lining of my small intestine is pretty much like burned off. So for the next like 6 to 9 months-ish is usually how long it takes. While that rebuilds, I have a lot of trouble absorbing nutrients and water and all that kind of stuff.
When I was coming to college, I was most nervous about cross-contamination, whether it be in the dining halls or with people that I was living with. Cross-contamination is a really big issue, especially with my allergies.
There were a lot of problems with cross-contamination, mostly because I had a severe allergy, not just an intolerance. So like, if a crouton fell into the bucket of, I don't know, lettuce, then I couldn't eat the lettuce because cross-contamination. If one of my roommates decided to bake a whole bunch of pastries with wheat flour, I wouldn't be able to enter the room for a while. Because if it was like in the air and I breathed it in, I would start like hacking up my lung.
It's definitely easier now that I have my own kitchen. The biggest thing with gluten-free that I found is a lot of this stuff has to be frozen or refrigerated, because gluten kind of acts as like a binding agent. So when you remove it, a lot of times whatever you're replacing it with can't be stored at room temperature. Figuring out gluten-free pasta has been an interesting journey. It's just gluten-free noodles, but like they cook differently.
I mean, I can make anything. Even bread. Like I make banana bread all the time. Whenever I go out with a group of people, I am usually the one in charge of picking the place to eat, because if I don't, they're usually like, hey, let's go to Noodles and Company. And I'm like, okay, I'll have water.
Going out to eat with friends and just going out with friends in general, I've learned where the good places are around Omaha that have things that I can eat and have cooks and staff that are pretty well trained on how to deal with allergies. If you're living with someone with a food allergy and you're not sure if they can have something or if they're allergic to something, really just ask. I get questions all the time about like my list because it is pretty long and kind of strange.
Actually knowing what they're allergic to, and then if you don't know exactly what they're allergic to, have them like write it down and post it on the fridge. We're not gonna die on you. A lot of people think that we're gonna die on them, but no.